Welcome to what is happening in today with Crowning Thoughts. Santiago D.C. Maria Truth Speaker.
Trump's real motive exposed. Seizing Venezuela's oil after capturing Maduro. Listen up, because what just happened in Venezuela is a blatant power grab disguised as justice, and it's happening right now on January 7, 2026. The United States military, under orders from the Trump administration, has seized two massive oil tankers linked to Venezuela. One, a Russian-flagged vessel chased across the Atlantic for weeks, the other intercepted near the Caribbean. This isn't about sanctions or fighting some distant threat. This is straight-up escalation to control Venezuela's oil wealth, coming just days after U.S. forces stormed Caracas, captured Nicolás Maduro and his wife in a nighttime raid, and flew them out to face charges in New York. Think about the timing. Maduro was taken on January 3 in what Trump called a brilliant operation involving special forces blasting into a fortified compound. Explosions rocked the capital. Lives were lost, mostly Cuban allies defending the regime. And now Maduro is pleading not guilty in a Manhattan courtroom. But while the world focuses on that dramatic arrest, U.S. Coast Guard and Navy teams are boarding tankers on the high seas, helicopters dropping armed personnel onto decks, taking control of millions of barrels of crude oil. One tanker, the Marinera, formerly Bella 1, was even escorted by a Russian submarine, yet American forces seized it anyway near Iceland. The other, the M/T Sofia, was grabbed in international waters. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth boasts that the blockade of sanctioned and illicit Venezuelan oil remains in full effect anywhere in the world. This is imperialism in real time. Venezuela sits on the world's largest proven oil reserves, over 300 billion barrels. For years, sanctions choked their economy, but now it's military action, blockades turning into quarantines, pursuits across oceans, direct seizures. Trump himself said Venezuela will turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of oil to the U.S., framing it as repayment for assets supposedly stolen decades ago from American companies. But let's be real, this is about dominating energy resources in America's backyard. Chevron gets a pass, their tankers sail free while others are hunted down. The rest, confiscated to weaken what's left of the Venezuelan government and funnel profits elsewhere. Russia calls it piracy. China condemns the violations of international law. Even some U.S. allies at the UN are uneasy about this raid and blockade crossing into acts of war. But here we are, U.S. forces enforcing a global embargo with guns and helicopters, risking confrontation with Moscow over a Russian-flagged ship. Oil prices barely budged yet, but keep watching. Disruptions like this could hit your gas pump soon, and the supporters cheering Trump as a hero for capturing the bad guy. They're missing the bigger picture. This isn't draining a swamp, it's draining a nation's lifeline. Maduro was no saint, accused of narco-terrorism, rigging elections, crushing dissent, but unilateral military grabs set dangerous precedents. Who decides the next target? What sovereign country gets raided because a U.S. president wants their resources? This pattern repeats history. Powerful nations rewriting rules to take what they want, labeling it security or justice. Venezuela's people suffer most. Economy in ruins, millions fled, now their oil hijacked on the open sea, the shadow fleet trying to evade sanctions, crushed, illicit trades. Sure, they existed, but the response is overwhelming force to secure control. Wake up to this. It's not abstract foreign policy, it's about who controls energy, wealth, and power in our hemisphere. The U.S. now holds Maduro, holds tankers full of oil, and holds the reins on Venezuela's future exports indefinitely. Sources from the New York Times to Reuters confirm these seizures happened today. Pre-dawn operations coordinated across oceans. Question the narrative. Heroes don't need to storm countries and seize assets to prove strength. Real leadership builds alliances, not blockades. This grift exposes itself. Promise to fight cartels and corruption, deliver resource grabs and escalation, stay vigilant. The world is shifting fast, and actions like these ripple everywhere, from higher energy costs to strained relations with Russia and China. Don't let the spectacle of one capture distract from the systematic takeover unfolding. We need voices calling this out fearlessly. Share the facts. Demand transparency on where that seized oil goes and who benefits. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. It keeps me active, bringing you important information with your support and comments, likes, and shares. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. I will always provide content for you. I appreciate every support you give. Crowning Thoughts, True Speaker, copyright 2025 by Santiago DC Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and I appreciate each of you. Stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago DC Maria.